Most employers lose lawsuits not because they were wrong, but because they didn't document what happened. By the end of this video, you'll know why documentation isn't just an HR checkbox. It's the single most important thing standing between your business and a 5-figure lawsuit. If you didn't write it down, the court's going to assume it never happened. Doesn't matter if it did. Doesn't matter if you swear it. No paper trail? No proof. And that's not a good day in court. Documentation isn't just a best practice, it's the difference between walking away clean or writing a check for $50,000. According to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or the EEOC, employers paid over $513 million in workplace discrimination claims in a single year. Want to know what's common in these cases? Poor or non-existent documentation. For example, you pull an employee aside for being late and you say something casual like, "Hey, I need you to be on time." They nod and they say they understand. But a month later, you fired them for repeated tardiness, but there's no record of the warnings. Now you're being sued for wrongful termination and retaliation. And to add the icing on the cake, your former employee has emails about their anxiety. Now you've got a disability case under the ADA, all because you didn't document a 2-minute conversation. It's not just your HR forms or your onboarding paperwork. It's not enough to say, "We keep good notes." Documentation means a consistent, factual, time-stamped record of what happened, when, why, and how. That includes performance warnings, policy violations, time records, accommodation requests, internal complaints, follow-up actions. And you know that instinct you have where you want to handle everything off the record to keep things friendly? That instinct could bankrupt your business. Without documentation, your credibility tanks. Courts tend to believe the employee's version, especially when they bring receipts and you bring, well, just feelings. Wage and hour claim? No time cards? You lose. Discrimination claim? No written warnings before termination? You lose. Retaliation claim? No record of performance issues before someone complained? Yep, you lose. And here's a legal reality check. The law doesn't expect you to be perfect, but it does expect you to be consistent, and documentation is how you prove you're consistent. Let's say you have 2 employees who both miss deadlines. You document one employee's performance issues, but not the other. Later, you let the second one go. They could be pregnant, have a disability, or filed a complaint. Now you're defending a discrimination or retaliation claim. A lack of documentation will make you lose this battle. When a claim goes to court or the EEOC, they're not just asking what happened. They're asking, when did you become aware of the issue? What steps did you take in response? Where's the proof of those steps? Did you treat other employees the same way or in a similar situation? If your answer is, well, we kind of talked about it once, then legally speaking, you've got nothing. Here's what good documentation actually looks like. Be specific. Raised voice toward manager during team meeting on March 3rd, not had a bad attitude. Be objective. Stick to the facts. No emotion. No, they made me angry. Make it time sensitive. Document in real time or soon after the event, not 3 weeks after when you realize you need a paper trail. Be consistent. Apply the same standard across your team. If you're only documenting certain people, you're opening the door to discrimination claims. And yes, even verbal warnings should be logged. A quick email to yourself or a shared HR folder note goes a long way. And documentation isn't only for bad stuff. If an employee requests a flexible schedule for medical reasons, that's a moment to document. If someone discloses a pregnancy, disability, or need for accommodation, document it. You're not just protecting yourself in court, you're building a system that proves you treated people fairly even when things got complicated. Let's wrap up with this. I've seen businesses win cases they should have lost because they had clean, consistent, well-documented records. And I've seen great employers lose cases that they should have won because they trusted their memory over their paper trail. So, if you take nothing else from this, write it down. Protect your business, protect your people, and document like your livelihood depends on it. Because one day, it just might. Thanks for watching.